The 6 o'clock news starts right now.
Spring break in full swing this year. Families are getting a taste of normalcy at theme parks.
And while the challenge for local theme parks has been worker turnover and employee retention during the pandemic, we have SeaWorld and Six Flags Fiesta Texas. They're telling our Alicia Barrera that they are prepared for peak season. Watch this.
Thank you.
You're welcome. For many, it's the first spring break since the pandemic began that they're finally enjoying their time off. This as the nation faces a labor shortage across many sectors, pushing companies like Six Flags Fiesta Texas to offer competitive hourly rates.
And we have a variety of jobs starting as high as $15 or more.
Left swing, guys.
And other theme parks like SeaWorld to provide generous incentives to new employees.
Right now, we're offering up to $1,000 bonus for those who come and work over at the water park as a lifeguard. And we also have $750 bonuses for those who come and get hired into our food and beverage area.
Worker-driven changes to meet the spring break demand and prevent ride closures.
Right now, no rides are closed right now due to staffing. We've been lucky to continue to maintain our ambassadors that have continued on because we're now year-round.
Jeff Fillico, Marketing and Communications Manager for Six Flags Fiesta Texas, says they're nearly fully staffed.
We've done things like brought in temporary workers to help some of our support positions. We move around our team members on a daily basis as needed.
Both parks assured that if it comes down to a ride being closed, more often than not, it deals with weather.
Last week's cold weather did kind of take a few things down.
There are conditions here in the Rock Quarry that are unique to our environment.
And regardless of the current staffing situation, both parks continue to hire employees to ensure families enjoy their visit. Alicia Barrera, KSAT 12 News.
Another big story tonight, the end of what many consider a San Antonio institution. After nearly 70 years on the northwest side, Jacala Mexican restaurant was gutted by an early morning fire that took hours to extinguish. The cause still unknown. So far, no damage estimate. It was built back in 1949 with several additions throughout the years. As a result, the San Antonio Fire Department says different attic spaces and roofs on top of each other made it hard for them. Luckily, Jacala had not opened for the day, so there was no one inside during the fire, but employees arrived at work stunned to see what was happening, and so were loyal customers.
Facebook is going crazy with, sending us, we're sorry and hearts and love. And so thank you. Thank you, public. I do thank you.
Lambert says she's unsure what's going to happen with the restaurant now. Demolition began soon after the fire was extinguished. But there was some good news for the 40 employees there. The owners of La Fogata restaurants have offered to give them jobs in the meantime. And its grateful co-owner says that it was the only blessing to come out of all this devastation.
Now, the latest now into the investigation into that deadly crash in West Texas that killed 9 people, including 7 people from a small college golf team in New Mexico and former Pleasant High School student Travis Garcia. Investigators say that it looks like the pickup that hit the team's van head on was being driven by a 13-year-old. That information just came today from the National Transportation Safety Board, which also revealed that the truck's front left tire, which was a spare, blew out before the 2 vehicles collided. No word yet on how fast the van or truck were going, but investigators say that it was clearly a high-speed collision. The pickup truck crossed a 2-lane highway just outside of Andrews and then collided head-on with the van from the College of the Southwest, which is in Hobbs, New Mexico.
And that horrible crash is hitting close to home with the death of Pleasanton High School graduate Travis Garcia. Garcia graduated last year and was living the dream of playing at the next level of golf. RJ Marquez spoke with his former golf coach and best friend, who tells us not only did Garcia excel on the course, he was an amazing person off it, too.
This is he's preparing for his putt at the state golf tournament.
For Pleasanton coach Michael Guerra, Travis Garcia was more than an exceptional golfer. He was a member of the family.
I feel like they're my kids. They're part of my family, and losing part of my family it's just hit me very hard.
Coach Guerra, like so many others in Pleasanton, devastated and shocked after hearing about Travis's death.
As a coach and as a father, you hate to see any young life lost at such a young age.
Last year, Garcia led the Eagles golf team to the state tournament, new heights for the program. He was a leader and mentor to many of his former teammates and friends.
It's just sad that these guys no longer have him in their lives.
The golf course was Travis's home away from home. He obviously excelled at the sport, but he also grew relationships here that some of his best friends will never forget.
It just hit me like if I try to text him now or call him, no one's going to pick up. So that's kind of when reality kind of set in.
Matt Garcia was Travis's best friend. He spoke with him days before the crash.
Really positive person, was never angry, never frustrated with anyone. So that's kind of what I try to take on.
Another good friend, Lacey Stevens, said that while Travis was serious on the course, he had a playful side to him.
He was a very funny person. Like, he always had fun, like always shared this great positivity with everybody, and like if you were down, he'd just like come cheer you up.
His friends and coach say Travis will be sorely missed, a life and future gone too soon.
There's no doubt in my mind that he was going to go to the next level. And like I said, it's just a shame that he's not going to continue to do that. Yeah.
RJ Marquez, KSAT 12 News.
Now we know more about the 15-year-old boy who was killed earlier this week. Bexar County deputies say that it happened during an apparent drug deal. According to the Bexar County Medical's office, his name is Justin Antonio Gonzalez. Deputies found Gonzalez around midnight Sunday in the 7,000 block of Fossil Banks. Now, despite efforts to save him, he died at the scene. Deputies say that he was in an altercation before the shooting, and that after that, someone in a car pulled a gun and started shooting. Deputies have not yet arrested anybody in this case.
San Antonio police with a lot more questions than answers after this shooting at a north side apartment complex. It sent a woman to the hospital. It happened around 7 o'clock in the 13,800 block of Dreamwood Drive. That's near Nacogdoches Road. When police got there, they found the wounded woman, but no sign of any suspects. She was taken to BAMC and is expected to be okay. Officers then questioned several people. They say it's not clear if there was more than one suspect. And at some point, there was concern that a suspect had left with a child, but then all the children in the area were accounted for.
Today at the Alamo, local and overseas leaders took part in a special St. Patrick's Day wreath-laying ceremony. It was led by the Harp and Shamrock Society of Texas, that group unveiling a plaque to honor the Irishmen who fought to defend the Alamo. Now, some of Ireland's leaders were also here, and they told us it was a very special day.
Ireland has chosen to mark this particular St. Patrick's Day in a slightly different way. We've chosen to mark it with solidarity rather than just celebration.
Yeah, that plaque was made using a very special kind of marble, and it was brought all the way from the westernmost part of Ireland.
We are trying to sort out what's going on with your traffic authority scene here. I-10 at West Avenue, you can see over in the middle near the barrier, there is some sort of a problem. There's a fire truck on the scene, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cars stopped. We don't really know what's happened, if this is an accident or some other stoppage. We don't see but one police cruiser at the scene. We'll try and sort it out for you. In the meantime, it'll be slow going at I-10 at West Avenue. Tackling transportation county-wide. That's the goal for local leaders in Kendall County. Now, while the area has continued to grow, traffic has grown to become a problem for some residents. A transportation committee is hoping to offer some solutions. So Traffic Authority Stephen Cavasso takes us to Bernie and shows us the vision for the future there.
Kendall County is booming, and growth is not slowing down. Its population is projected to hit close to 98,000 in the next 20 years. But some here in Bernie are feeling the growing pains.
I work in San Antonio, and I leave early to avoid traffic.
Trisha McElliott has lived in Bernie for 2 years. Since then, she's seen more congestion on roads like Main Street and River Road. She's also seen more people exercising or strolling sidewalks. But something else she'd like to see more of:
more pedestrian-friendly crosswalks and things like that. And then patrol it and make sure that people are actually yielding the way to the pedestrian.
And that's where the Bernie Master Mobility Plan rolls in. It focuses on the future of transportation investment and will look at mobility challenges for pedestrians, cyclists, and drivers. Chris Shadrack is with the city of Bernie. He says it's a step-by-step project.
We don't have kind of the general funds in our city accounts to go spend $20 million in a year to go fix a road.
Shadrack says these studies are crucial because it spotlights areas residents want to see improved. But the ultimate goal is to secure funding so their hopes can become a reality.
They want to be heard and they want to know that their concerns are being addressed.
Now, the Bernie Master Mobility Plan is the second phase for the Kendall County Bernie Fair Oaks Transportation Committee, which aims to reduce congestion and mobility challenges countywide. If you'd like to learn how you can get involved, just visit our website at KSAT.com. Reporting in the traffic lab, Stephen Cavazos, KSAT 12 News. Back to you.
All right, now we're going to take a live look outside. This is our South Side City Cam right there. Everything looks really nice and clear. And here's the thing. Our weather authority here, Adam, is going to talk to you about a cold front. But I know when you hear that, you might think, oh, boy. Yeah, not really.
This isn't one of those, oh, boy, cold fronts when it comes to temperatures. It's going to reset our temperatures a little bit. But the biggest thing with this front is the wind that you'll be noticing tomorrow. You can see there is a bit of a temperature drop behind the front. Temperatures West Texas and Panhandle, 60s and even 57 right now in Lubbock. That's the exception. We're not going to have any air that cold, at least for afternoon readings moving into town. But you see a big difference west to east. Cloud cover east of San Antonio, Gonzales at 68, 68 LaGrange. You go farther to the west, 90 degrees along the Rio Grande, Cotulla del Rio 91, 78 right now in San Antonio. Comfortable this evening, temperatures falling to the 70s, then 60s. That cold front hits around midnight. We'll talk more about what that means for your wind tomorrow, how high it's going to be gusting, and then when the wind comes back again in the extended forecast along with our next storm chance in just a bit.
I'm Dylan Collier. Coming up, a longtime Castle Hill City Councilman captured on camera accosting two women inside a nearby antique shop. What led to the confrontation and why the city hasn't done anything about it on the Night Beat.
Also coming up tonight, the St. Mary Strip is back up for discussion tonight. Business owners are hoping to strike a balance with neighbors who are concerned about trash and property damage. One neighborhood says that it found a solution to some similar concerns, and we're going to show you how. That's tonight on the Night Beat.
You might be tired of hearing about the dangers of COVID at this point in the pandemic, but many people feel it's time to relax. But there are other people who are still getting infected for the first, second, even third time. Researchers now looking at how your four-legged furry family member might be playing a role.
We know that this virus can jump species.
So you can get COVID-19 from your dog or cat?
The only case where we've seen noted and recorded animal-to-human transmission is in mink.
When it comes to dogs and cats, there have been no documented cases of animal-to-human transmission. However, there have been a few cases of humans transferring COVID to their household dog or cat. Cats more likely will become infected than dogs.
Currently, the Centers for Disease Control suggests that the animals that we have at our home, that we share our homes with, should be treated like other human family members. So if we are sick, we should isolate away from them as much as possible.
Avoid kissing, petting, snuggling, and sleeping in the same bed as your pet if you've become infected with COVID-19. And limit your pet's contact outside of the household. However, don't put a mask on your pet and don't wipe them down with chemical disinfectants, alcohol, hydrogen peroxide, hand sanitizers, or other cleaners. And since pets do contract COVID, have symptoms that are very mild, such as coughing, sneezing, or diarrhea, experts say it's very unlikely there will be a vaccine available for dogs and cats. The ASPCA recommends that pet parents stock up for 2 weeks of food for their pets and a month's worth of medications, just in case you might have to isolate due to COVID-19 infection.
All right, now we're going to take a live look outside. Sky 12 right here showing you our beautiful river walk right here.
Yeah, there's the Arneson.
That's right. And you can't really tell from this angle, but that river dyed green.
It is.
Yes.
And it's gonna be green till Saturday. Then they're gonna dye it again for the river parade. And hopefully the weather will be nice.
Yes.
Yeah, Saturday?
Yeah.
Yeah, it should be just fine on Saturday. You know, it's going to be one of those days where you need the long sleeves in the morning, but by the afternoon, shorts and short sleeves are A-OK. And have that sunscreen ready to go. That sunlight can creep up on you this time of year. All right, let's talk about the wind, because that's going to be the first thing you're going to notice tomorrow morning is the wind. A quiet night tonight, comfortable as well. Let's get right to our wind forecast. This is at 7 p.m. this evening. Notice not overly gusty, some higher gusts closer to the Rio Grande. We're talking 25 miles per hour, but everywhere else, come sunrise tomorrow morning, boom, we're feeling that wind. Look at that, about 40 mile per hour gusts expected in and around San Antonio and some surrounding areas for at least the first half of the day tomorrow. So it's a very gusty day tomorrow. Get ready for that if it's your trash or recycling day. Once that truck comes by and picks up everything out of it and empties it, it'll be toppling over in that gusty wind. So the clouds held pretty tight into the early afternoon locally. That limited our high temperature to 79, and still thick clouds farther to the east of town, especially closer to Houston. That's where we even have a few sprinkles. It's kind of hard to believe when it's nothing but sunshine and 90 degrees along the Rio Grande. But this is just a small part of a bigger system that's off to the north of us. And look at all of this moisture. I'm envious. I mean, it is snow in Colorado and northern New Mexico, but a lot of rain associated with this system as well. Also, unfortunately, some severe thunderstorms. Rain's going to come at a cost for some portions of Oklahoma and even Texas right along the Red River there into the nighttime hours through about 11 p.m. Big, broad upper level system, unfortunately, a little too far north for us to tap into any of that moisture. That's moving out of here, moving away from us. Our next system comes in from Alaska. It's currently in Alaska right now. It's going to drop southward. Still, all indications are this will drop into northern Mexico, southern New Mexico, and be better positioned to give us the much needed energy to generate showers and storms. And we should have some moisture in place. Dew points will be in the 60s on Monday, and we'll have all the ingredients there for some showers and even thunderstorms. This is a fluid situation, of course. Still a bit of time between now and Monday. Our forecast will be changing a bit and we'll be fine-tuning it, but we could use all the rain that we could get. Unfortunately, it could come at the cost with some thunderstorms, maybe severe storms on Monday, but look at the state of Texas. 91% of the state is in drought. In our area, this red indicating the extreme drought continues to spread across the KSAT 12 viewing area, central and south Texas. So our only chance of rain is coming on Monday. That's it. Otherwise, we're looking dry. And I do think Monday morning we could have a few light showers, and then Monday afternoon would be our chance for some thunderstorms, maybe even some strong to severe storms. You want to check back in with us. We'll keep you updated on that situation. All right, take a look at the temperatures now. Under the clouds, 68 LaGrange and Gonzales, 71 Victoria. Total sunshine all day. Cotulla 91, Eagle Pass and Del Rio 91. Meanwhile, 73 Bernie area, 80 Comfort, 70 Canyon Lake, and 84 right now at Stinson. By tomorrow morning, right near 50 degrees. So a weak cold front moves through tonight, but it's not going to make it all that cold tomorrow morning. We'll just be right near 50 degrees with that gusty wind. Keep that in mind. And then by tomorrow afternoon, we're talking high temperatures well into the 70s and wall-to-wall sunshine. Sunny all day tomorrow, clear skies, northwesterly winds steady at 15 to 25 and at times gusting up to 40 miles per hour. You look ahead to the weekend, big gap from the morning to the afternoon. Some cool mornings in the 40s, but afternoons right near 80 degrees and sunny. Wind picks up again on Sunday, and then that leads us to our only chance of showers and storms on Monday.
Oh, and we need it. Thank you, Adam.
Definitely. All right. If anybody deserves a pat on the back, it is Lonnie Walker.
It is Lonnie Walker indeed. And you can also give Josh Richardson a pat on the back because Lonnie Walker says Josh predicted that Lonnie would hit that game-winning three. It's true. Plus, Steve Kerr was not happy with Marcus Smart last night, and we'll explain why coming up. Thanks in part to season-high 19 three-pointers, the Spurs were able to beat the Thunder 122-120 last night. San Antonio led by as many as 16 points in the third quarter, but the Thunder came back to go up by 3 in the fourth. After that, it was a back-and-forth contest until Lonnie Walker IV sealed the deal with 1.8 seconds to go, giving the Spurs a lead for good with a three. During postgame, Lonnie said Josh Richardson predicted his game winner.
Yeah, I did. I predicted it.
No, on the timeout, guys were kind of down because they gave that bucket up. But, Pop drew the play up, and I seen Lonnie was kind of one of the guys that had his head down. I pulled it to the side. I was like, bro, we got another possession left. And I said, they going to mess their coverages up. He going to be wide open, and you going to game it. And you're going to go home and have a good night and chill. And he started laughing, and I was like, watch.
Spurs will host the Pelicans tomorrow night at 7:30. San Antonio is 1.5 games behind the Pels, who currently hold the 10th and final play-in tournament spot. And it looks like the Golden State Warriors won't have star guard Steph Curry for the remainder of the regular season after he suffered a strained ligament in his left foot, per reports. The injury happened last night in the second quarter when Boston Celtics guard Marcus Smart and Curry dove for a loose ball, and Smart rolled on top of Curry's leg, ending Curry's night. Warriors head coach Steve Kerr yelled at Smart from across the court because he didn't like what he did.
I thought it was a dangerous play. I thought Marcus dove into Steph's knee, and that's what I was upset about. A lot of respect for Marcus. He's a hell of a player, gamer, competitor. I coached him in the World Cup a few summers ago. We talked after the game. We're good, but I thought it was a dangerous play, and just let him know.
I'm sure I'm going to get called dirty. It's their opinion. Like I said, I know who I am. My teammates know, and my colleagues know I'm not a dirty player.
At every level of basketball, we're taught to dive on the floor and go after the ball, and that's what Marcus did. So I can't call it a dirty play. I will say it was probably an unnecessary dive.
With 3.5 weeks left in the regular season, Curry is expected to return for the start of the playoffs. And women's college basketball, Incarnate Word ended its historic run last night, falling to Howard 55-51 in a first four matchup. Now, this was a tight game from start to finish with 12 ties and 9 lead changes. Both teams certainly had a chance to win. Still, Incarnate Word had an amazing season.
We had the opportunity to close out the game. We just couldn't do it, but of course, we're still happy being Southland Conference tournament champions. So that feels great. It's hard to see that right now, I feel like. But of course, we're all really proud of ourselves.
It just really does mean a lot. Not a lot of teams, not a lot of players get to do this, have this experience, and the loss is pretty fresh. But yeah, it definitely doesn't take away from how far we've come and just where we are now.
Incarnate Word finishes their season 13-18. Congratulations to the Natalia Lady Mustangs, who captured their first team state championship in powerlifting in school history today. Class 3A small school champs. Has a nice ring. The Mustangs are all smiles with their medals and assortment of trophies. A well-deserved shout out to end this sportscast. Congratulations.
All right, good stuff. Thank you. Still to come at 6. If you suffer from seasonal allergies and you think you might be feeling them early, you're not alone. What one allergist says you can do to stifle some of that suffering.
Yeah, a lot of us could use that news. Also, week 4 of the war in Ukraine begins, and there are more reports of civilian casualties as Russia continues bombing the cities there. Now we're going to tell you what the Kremlin is saying after President Joe Biden called Vladimir Putin a war criminal. That's next at 6.
Today marking the beginning of the 4th week in the war in Ukraine, and the battle over how it's being framed is now intensifying. Today, President Joe Biden calling Russian President Vladimir Putin a war criminal, words the Kremlin called inexcusable. The UN says there are more than 3 million Ukrainians that have fled their country, but Emily Schmidt reports those who remain face dangers some say leaves no place to hide.
On the 22nd day of war in Ukraine, Russia's invasion continues to move into unthinkable territory.
I think that Putin has crossed all the red lines possible.
In Mariupol, warnings came in white lines outside a theater, spelling out in Russian the word children to indicate what Ukrainian officials said were 1,200 women and children sheltered inside. It did not stop an attack. Thursday, survivors began to emerge.
It's really devastating when the Russians kill civilians, and they kill pretty much, they spare nobody.
The fighting did not spare what officials say were 21 people killed in Marefa, a school and an arts club destroyed. It did not spare a man's wife and 2 children killed earlier this month trying to flee.
Yes, I've managed to bury everyone.
He remains resolute.
we will not leave Kyiv. We will stay here till the end.
Millions have fled, more than 1.9 million entering Poland in recent weeks. In comparison, since October, about 700 Ukrainian refugees have come to the U.S., according to the State Department. Sources say the Biden administration is looking for ways to help more refugees join families already in the U.S. So many seeking safety anywhere. Coming from a country where President Zelensky says everything now is a target. I'm Emily Schmidt reporting.
All right, now back here at home around America, this is something that we're all going to feel when we buy a home or a car. Sorry to tell you this, but for the first time since 2019, mortgage rates are above 4%. According to housing finance agency Freddie Mac, the 30-year fixed-rate mortgage averaged 4.16% in the week ending today. Just last week, it was 3.85%. The Federal Reserve raised the rates to fight inflation, something it hasn't done since 2018. Uncertainty in Ukraine and rising inflation are also affecting those rates.
Some Disney World workers at Disney World staging walkouts over Florida's controversial bill dubbed the Don't Say Gay bill. The Parental Rights in Education bill bans sexual discussion about sexual orientation and gender identity for kindergartens to third graders. Last week, CEO of Disney, Bob Chapek, is apologizing in a letter to employees for his initial silence about all this. Chapek declined to issue a public statement, but said that Disney will be pausing all political donations in Florida. The organization is planning a series of 15-minute daily walkouts, which will culminate with a full-day walkout on March 22nd.
Now back here in San Antonio, a massive fire in the northwest side wiped out a popular restaurant. Just look at this. We're about to show you. This is what's left of the Jacala Mexican restaurant. You're going to get better pictures of that right now. As Katrina Weber reports, it took the flames just a few hours to get rid of a place that had been around for more than 60 years.
There seemed to be no amount of water enough to quench these thirsty flames. Once they broke through the top of this building in the 600 block of West Avenue, there was no turning back.
Different attic spaces and roofs on top of each other, so it was very difficult for us to get to the fire.
The building had been home to Jacala Mexican restaurant since 1949. Within just a few hours, an area treasure went up in flames. Fire crews initially found just a small fire and smoke around 6:30 this morning, but it quickly spread.
The restaurant was not open at the time. There was no one inside.
It was full of memories, though, for Cynthia Lambert, who saw her father build this business from the ground.
As time went on, he kept growing. The governor's been here. The mayor's been here. We've had celebrities.
They also had about 50 employees who now are out of work. After weathering tough times, including the pandemic, Lambert never thought fire would be their downfall.
I don't know what we're going to do now, but anyway, we do thank all the customers.
Investigators still don't know how the fire started.
Fighting a fire like this requires every bit of their attention, but in the middle of it all, fire crews found themselves dealing with this crash. Police say the driver of the pickup wasn't seriously hurt. He had a medical episode.
It took hours to knock down the flames. And once the smoke clears, the rest of the building also may have to be knocked down. Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
And you so have to feel for the workers and the business owner there. Yeah, but there is a glimmer of hope. The owner of Jacala says that a nearby restaurant offered to hire all of her displaced workers. I believe there are about 40, and they're all going to have jobs, so that's good.
The idea was for the Tesla Model 3 to be an entry-level car for people looking to buy an electric car. Well, now it's close to a $50,000 car. Why Elon Musk says the price jumped up more than 30%. Coming up.
Also, we're talking allergies. Yes, my friends, if you're feeling them, researchers say that there's a reason for that. We're going to talk about some of the things that you can do to keep the sniffling and the sneezing to a minimum. That's next. Welcome back. Yeah, future allergy seasons are going to start more than a month earlier, and it's going to be much more intense because of climate change. That's according to a new study. Our Alicia Barrera gives us some ways to keep our allergies in check.
Spring is already in the air, and so is pollen. Right now, we are in the high pollen counts with trees.
Dr. Sandra Hong, an allergist at Cleveland Clinic, says pollen season usually begins mid-February. But a new study published in Nature Communications says that by the end of the century, the season of high pollen counts could begin as much as 40 days earlier than previous decades because of global warming. Researchers also say annual pollen counts could climb by up to 250%. Hong says she's already seeing allergy seasons change.
Our pollen seasons are lasting longer. We definitely have had a couple years where our allergies are the worst I can remember in the last 20 years.
That's why she says it's important to be aware of your allergies now when symptoms are starting. Look at pollen counts before going outdoors. And if you have a pet that goes outside, don't bring them into your bed.
Because at that point in time, it's like you're hugging a tree.
And if you know you suffer from allergies, consider using your medicine now.
If we know that we have allergy symptoms in the springtime, sometimes the nasal steroids can be really effective and our number one treatment for allergies. And usually we'll use the antihistamines just as needed for itching and sneezing types of symptoms.
If over-the-counter medication isn't working, it's time to see a doctor. Alicia Barrera, KSAT 12 News.
Now, here's something else for you to keep in mind. Dr. Hong says that we should keep our windows closed this time of year so that the pollen doesn't come into our home. Also a really good idea to shower before you go to bed to wash that pollen off your skin, and also just change clothes after you've been outside.
And of course, all the wind that we're expecting is going to be blowing it all around.
Blows it around.
Right. Live look right here over 410. Things look pretty calm. And I got to say, if the weather stays just like this, Adam, maybe we could wash our cars. Right? To get that pollen off?
You could, yes. I did earlier this week, actually, but mine was pretty muddy. I like mudding. Anyway, but we will have some showers and maybe some thunderstorms as we get into Monday. Those chances do increase, so just keep that in mind. 78 degrees right now, a warm and comfortable evening. 73 at 8 o'clock, 10 o'clock, upper 60s, and tomorrow morning we'll start the day near 50. A cold front. It's going to affect the wind more than anything for tomorrow. We'll get into those details, tell you how gusty it's going to be, what temperatures do behind that front, and more on that next chance of storms in just a bit.
So much for that cheaper Tesla model. The automaker's entry-level Model 3 now goes for just under $47,000. That's a 34% price increase from 3 years ago. The Model 3 made its debut back in 2016.
So some people were excited about this when it came out, right? Because it was the brand's least expensive car. Tesla CEO Elon Musk tweeted Sunday that inflation caused the cost of raw materials and logistics to go up. Meanwhile, other electric vehicles, including the Chevrolet Bolt and Nissan Leaf, have seen their prices go down over the last 3 years. So that's good for those companies.
Interesting. All right. Adam's not wearing any green, but he has a very good excuse for it.
This is true.
We have the green weather wall, so I can't. Otherwise, the maps I'd disappear, or at least part of my
I'm going to buy him
clothing.
some green socks for next year.
There you go.
That's what I need, absolutely. All right, so let's talk about our weather headlines here. First of all, get ready for gusty winds. A weak cold front's going to hit tonight. It's going to affect the wind more than anything tomorrow. So get ready for a gusty Friday. And then this weekend, some cool mornings leading to comfortable afternoons. Then we get into our next storm chance by Monday. And wait till you see where that current storm system is right now. That's going to be affecting us Monday. All right, look at the latest wind gusts across the state of Texas. Lubbock gusting to nearly 60 miles per hour. And I've been tracking the observations off in West Texas, and we've had gusts between 50 and 60 miles per hour from Marfa up toward Midland. That's behind the cold front that's headed our way. And that cold front, as I mentioned, it's not going to affect temperatures so much as it will wind. Not much of a breeze out there right now locally. You get to Del Rio gusting up to 30 miles per hour. So some of our western counties, you've got a bit of a breeze. The rest of us, not noticeable until first thing tomorrow morning. Here's the forecast. Overnight tonight, we'll start to see that wind ramp up a little bit, but by about 4 or 5 a.m. tomorrow, winds gusting up to 40 miles per hour. So definitely a gusty date tomorrow. And then the wind will gradually subside by Friday evening and then be calm by Friday night. So tomorrow, the wind is what you're going to notice more than anything. Today, we noticed the clouds east of town particularly, and this is interesting. It had an interesting effect on our temperatures. And you look at the map, only upper 60s near 70. LaGrange, Gonzales, Victoria, but 90 degrees along the Rio Grande. Big temperature difference, all because of those clouds shading the locations east of town. So those clouds make a big difference, and it took them a while to break up over San Antonio, but we briefly had a high temperature of 79. Currently, Bulverde 76, Canyon Lake at 69 degrees, New Braunfels 75, and Devine at 82. Tomorrow morning, not all that cold with the cold front. I mean, we're talking right near 50 degrees, but some 40s, of course, in the hill country. Comfort 43 and Bandera, Pipe Creek about 46. But by tomorrow afternoon, well into the 70s again. We'll be closer to 80 degrees on the south side and then in the lower 70s in the hill country. But the temperatures do warm up a little bit, near 80 degrees this weekend. And we'll have that big gap from the morning temperature to the afternoon temperature over the weekend. So get ready for cool mornings but comfortably warm afternoons. Wound up system off to our north right now. The same one we've been talking about for a few days that was over the Colorado Rockies. This is now in North Texas up in the Panhandle, and all that moisture associated with it. A lot of precipitation, just a little too far to the north of us. Our next system is currently over Alaska. It's basically right along the Aleutian Islands there, and that's going to be dropping southward, and our next chance of showers and storms comes on Monday with that. And if it all pans out, there could be some spots of severe weather, so something to keep an eye on and check back in with us as we go forward through the weekend and into Monday. Tomorrow morning, gusting to 40 miles per hour, clear sky all day, near 50 degrees by the afternoon, mid 70s. And then look at the weekend. Mornings in the 40s, so long sleeves in the mornings, but by the afternoons, shorts and short sleeves, sunny, upper 70s. Monday's that day. Right now we've got a 40% chance, but I think that could be some morning light rain and then the potential of some afternoon and evening thunderstorms. Again, check back in. It's a fluid situation. All right, I've been talking about this for a little while now. Let's go right to the video. I'm doing a repair job on an instrument panel here, the thermometer, barometer, and hygrometer. Okay, the thermometer broke on this particular beautiful ornamental setup, and this is from one of our viewers, by the way. And I've done this before, but this is my first step, is very carefully removing the broken thermometer and its corresponding scale. I can't just take that scale and make a thermometer for it. That's not how this process works. I have to make a thermometer and then generate the scale to that given thermometer. And so this is step one. Very carefully remove that so I'm not denting the wood or scraping the nice veneer varnish on it, I should say, the nice stain that's on there. And then I'll go forward to make not one, but probably a couple of thermometers to fit that space and see which one is going to work best. So I'll take you through that process with me in the coming weeks. Today's homemade thermometer winner, very different version than what you saw on screen there, James Wheel of San Antonio. You can go to ksat.com/thermometer to enter the drawing.
All right, congratulations, James.
Yeah, I think all of our grandparents had one of those barometer thermometers. Right, that's cool looking.
This one's vintage. Nice. It's older too. Yeah,
antiques.
Very pretty. In case you missed it, coming up next.
Time now for In Case You Missed It.
Guess some folks could have a green jacket, right?
Yeah, we'll be really prepared for today.
Good morning, everybody. It is St. Patrick's Day. It's Thursday. That's March 17th. Stephen, new this morning, 3 people recovering after an overnight crash. It happened around midnight. Police say that those in the sedan were rolled over, were down on Applewhite Road in South Bexar County. All 3 are now in the hospital. We know a woman has life-threatening injuries. This time, San Antonio police are not sure who was driving that vehicle.
We have a breaking news update to the crash that killed 9 people in West Texas. The National Transportation Safety Board now saying that a 13-year-old was driving the pickup truck that struck the van in West Texas that killed 9 people. Investigators say that pickup truck crossed the center line and slammed headfirst into the van, It was carrying the University of the Southwest men's and women's golf teams. Meantime, new at 5 right now, San Antonio police are investigating the shooting of a 14-year-old outside of an apartment complex. It happened sometime around 1 this afternoon at the Guild Park Apartments. It's in the 700 block of West Mayfield. That's near South Cross Boulevard on the city's south side. SAPD says the victim and the witnesses were uncooperative, so they do not know how the shooting happened. Police say a teenager was taken to a nearby hospital and is expected to be okay.
This afternoon up to 82. Look for some gusty winds tomorrow. And as promised, there she is, Miss Ursula.
And this is why you can't put green on TV, and you get a pinch.
Hey, I got green socks.
Before we go, some news around Texas. The price of gas not going down as fast as it went up, but the average price for a gallon of gas is going down. AAA Texas says the statewide average is $3.96 for a regular unleaded gallon. That's 4 cents less than last week.
Now, the most expensive gas in the state can be found in El Paso, where it's $4.16. That's the average price anyway. Amarillo has the cheapest at $3.67 a gallon. Here in San Antonio, AAA says that the average price for a gallon of gas is $3.93.
Gusty first thing in the morning tomorrow, even before sunrise, some wind gusts around 40 miles per hour. The wind will subside pretty quickly tomorrow evening. You look at the next several days, tomorrow through the weekend, mornings in the 40s, afternoons well into the 70s. Storm chances back in the picture Monday.
All right,
Thank you,
Adam.
Adam.
Thank you. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you again on the Night Beat.
Have a wonderful evening, everyone.